one. I'm the person that's supposed to be this, that, and the other. And I'm just like, if everybody had in their mind that I'm the one, you know, things would be a little bit different. And so when you're thinking about that platform in the later, there is an expectation from of me. And just because someone else is in another arena, another profession, doesn't
Right.
disqualify you from being able to speak, because you are the one. You are that one. And one of the things too, Barack Obama said, he said, like, the more he moved up, he was like, okay, he was at Harvard and he realized, oh, I'm like the smartest man in the room. When he got into once he became a senator, and then once he became president, and once he was with world leaders, he was like, wait a minute. We put people on these big old like platforms and we elevate them such, not understanding that you're the one too.
You're
And
the one
so
too.
being an athlete, what's that mean? Oh, you need what? You're the one. You're just as qualified, just as capable at uh, more than the next person. And so why not look at yourself as being that one? Put yourself in a position through education and making sure that you're intentional about what's being said and do things strategically, but you're just as qualified as the next person. And that's one thing, whether you're stepping into a room, whether no matter who you're dealing with, you can learn just like the next person can learn. Yes,
Right.
some people have certain expertise, but you're not trying to go do surgery on someone. You're having a conversation about things and you're moving the needle on current events or whatever. You can have that conversation and you're just as qualified to have it as anyone. And so understanding who you are, and that's what a lot of things boil down to. Your platform is bigger than you. It's being in the position to, again, affect others, change generations. And when you recognize and you're confident enough to know that I'm capable of speaking on this, I've done my research, bring it on. Let's have this conversation. You know, I think that makes a big difference, because you do have to look at what is motivating me to do what I'm doing.
Right.
Like, do I just want to speak up because I want to be seen, whatever, whatever. I mean, people do what they want for whatever reason they want to do it. But when your motivations are right, it makes a big difference in how people hear you. And if you're on a certain platform, you have followers already. So people are listening. And that will influence people, believe it or not. People, I'm sure you've had people come up to you and talk about how you've influenced them and you didn't even know they were watching.
Right.
So they're watching. And each of us, no matter whether you're an athlete or not, you're the one if you believe you are. So use whatever platform you may have, whether it's at work, whether it's in the grocery store, whatever, to try to change somebody's life or try to show somebody love. And even smiling, smiling
Absolutely.
goes a long way with some people. I've walked past somebody in the grocery store and smiled, and they were like, "That made me feel so." And so, but I've also been like, somebody's been like, "Smile." I'm like, "Oh, I need to smile." Smiling
Right.
makes a difference. So just being intentional about your presence and knowing that your life is bigger than you and you can affect change sometimes with not even opening your mouth. Sometimes it's just a smile. But
I like that you said that because I just want to put a pin in this point right here. You're making what Obama saying as I moved up and I realized I got in these rooms, same here. I get in all these different rooms and I'm like, what? I will run circles around. You talk about track star. You are my oval. I'll run circles around you. So what people have to realize is these tags we're buying into these tags that we think qualify people for different things. And we have really what is the best word for? I'm not gonna say diminished, just kind of disrespected or put in place the tags of athlete. That tag that mean you don't have anything else here. You just have this to entertain me. You can't have the wit. So, but That's why I take it personal. I was an athlete. Did all of a sudden I change? Did all of a sudden I got something when I stopped running? I'm still
Mhm.
that same person that was a track runner. That means I had value. I was, what did you just say? You're that it, you're that person. Been that. Even when I was an athlete, I'm still that person. So just because I
Right.
don't run, now you say, oh, I have this tag of attorney or speaker. Now all of a sudden something just switched or changed. No, I'm that person that was this. And that's why I take it personal when people say, be something else other than an athlete, be something else other than entertainer, be this. I take it personal for two reasons. One, you can be more than one thing. Like,
Yeah.
if I have a talent, a God given talent, why are you suppressing that as if that's something bad and I need to focus on doing this? Why can't I exude my God given talent that may open up doors for me to do X, Y, Z? Why do you, if I do this, I can never do that? So
Right.
that's why I take it personal with that. And then I also take it personal because, again, it's selective usage. If you're an athlete, you're useless unless this, because you're not qualified for a lot of things. You're useless if you're an athlete. But then on some points, oh, but we need an athlete. You're useful for, again, either a narrative, agenda, whatever, useful for
Mhm.
this,
Mhm.
but you're useless. But like you said, as an athlete, I went in the same rooms then. I've sat with different agents, managers, learned so many different things as an athlete. And I was just as savvy and can pick it up and have a conversation, whatever, whoever I need to have a conversation and whenever I need to. So that's why I take it personal when people say that. I'm
Right.
an example. I'm like, hello. When
Right.
you say
Right.
that,
Right.
athlete for life, I was an athlete. So what you're saying, I didn't have the wits, I didn't have the wherewithal, I was not that person when I was an athlete. So I had nothing to say.
Right.
So
And it goes back again to the fact that you're an athlete this long.
it,
So God has given you more than one talent. So of course, you know, and that mentality, I mean, it was the same mentality I had as an athlete. Like, I don't care if I just lost that race. I belong in this race and I'm going to win.
that's
I
it.
might lose again, but
That's
every time
it.
I step on that line, I am not going in there for second.
That's
You're
it.
going in to win. Sometimes you might win, sometimes you might lose, but every time I go in there, my mentality is I belong here. I don't care what